well-being, and we are asking the public if you know anything regarding the disappearance of this beautiful young soul, Mercedes McLeod. We are urging you to come to the Polk County Sheriff's Office or the Lakeland Police Department, or reach out to our Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk inbox.
First things first, can you guys go ahead and go over to Religion Wing TV and just simply subscribe to my channel? That's all you have to do is hit that red bell box, boom, rectangle, boom. There you go, guys. And I would appreciate it so much. And if you don't mind, you can also hit these links up in the corner and help your girl get to 1K by Christmas, if you don't mind. That would be a good Christmas present to me. Thank you so much, guys. Now, with all that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get right into this special edition of Beyond the Bullet, episode 5, where we have a young girl and her family is looking for her. She's been gone missing like about 11 days now from Polk County, police say. And I want you guys to go ahead over to WFLA News Channel here on YouTube and subscribe to them. And let's go ahead and listen to a little bit of what's going on. And then, I'm going to come back and read you some details that, may be going on or whatever. And with that being said, go ahead, listen to this, guys.
How are you? My name is Pastor Carl Soto. I'm the Vice President of Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk Inc. and the co-founder. And we're here today to discuss the mysterious disappearance of Mrs. Mercedes McLeod. On December 8th at 5:40 a.m., Mercedes left her home as she does regularly every morning on a school day to go to school. She had a backpack and a hoodie and left for school. And, and she has not been seen or heard from since. She never made it to school. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance is extremely concerning, alarming, and her family is devastated and has been looking for her for 11 days. We are now on day 11. Mercedes is a daughter. She is a friend. She is a cousin, and she is loved by many. Her mother and her grandmother are behind me, and they are extremely concerned for her well-being.
Um, my name is Laree Blocker. I am Mercedes' mom. My daughter went missing on Wednesday, December the 8th at 5:40 a.m. Was last seen at McDonald's at 6 o'clock in the morning with the two girls. After that was a video posted, and that was the last time I seen my baby. Mercedes is a lovable person, a fun person, will make you laugh. I mean, a great person. She do great in school. She runs track. She do everything. She's my little helper. I just asked the two girls to come forward and just tell me what did y'all do to her. I just need my baby back.
We are aware that multiple different reports have been circulating social media regarding the circumstances surrounding her disappearance, and there's been so many different conflicting reports. All that's doing is devastating the family. So I want to inform the public that going to social media to report factual information is not the wise thing to do. All that's going to do is raise more questions and concerns. If
I just want my baby.
So if anyone seen anything, heard anything, please contact Lakeland or the sheriff office. It's too many days on went by now. It's too many days.
If you know something, say something. It could have been your child. It could have been anybody. Speak up and just say something. I just need my baby back. She don't deserve it.
Y'all, it is breaking my heart. Oh my God. What do y'all think happened to this young lady at McDonald's? The mother seems to think the two girls she was last seen with around 5:40 in the morning, about 6 o'clock. She posted a post probably on her social media, a video or something. She said, what do you guys think happened to this young 17-year-old Mercedes McLeod? Welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Bullets special edition report, because I just want to give awareness to this family. Now, I don't have a big following, and I'm not the type that, be on social media posting lies or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or untruths or making investigations worse. I think I actually help investigations with the way I commentate on things over here and try to do my research and provide as much information as I can with the facts we have and with just wisdom in life and knowing some other laws and things that apply to the morality of a human being and just how we govern ourselves day to day, spiritually and by the court of law. You know what I'm saying? And right is right and wrong is wrong. So the mother seems to think that the two young ladies may have something to do with it. Now, I'm not big on going on social media or anything like that. So let's just go ahead and read this article right here and see what exactly happened to this young lady. Now, Mercedes McLeod, you can see her on the screen there. She was like, it's funny because there's a McDonald's free coupon, God, today. And she was last seen at McDonald's, y'all. Ain't nothing funny about that, but something happened at McDonald's. When you get clues like this, and when I say it's funny, it's like in the spirit, you get like a connection. You're like, oh, okay. So yeah, something may have happened at McDonald's with the two girls or the disappearance of Mercedes. Possibly, I don't know if there's any footage or anything of that morning. If they got the footage, was someone outside waiting for the girls? Did they hand her over to someone else? Did something happen in the bathroom at McDonald's? In the parking lot? For the love of God, there's people who came up missing right on the police department's premises, such as Christina Nance and a young lady named Treasure. Happened out of, I believe, Chicago, so you guys can Google that. So if people are coming missing right up underneath the nose of the police, allegedly at the hands of the police, God knows what will happen at the McDonald's on December 8th when this young lady was last seen and heard of. Now, let's go ahead. So, the article is basically out of Polk County. Lakeland teen missing for 11 days. And of course, the police want to say that. Now, this alleged article, and I say alleged because you never know what's the truth or what's not, is by Dylan Abad, and it was done December 19th, 2021. Why we're not hearing about it before now? And I know WFLA is a national news network. I'm just hearing about it today. You guys let me know. Is this your first time hearing about it? Out of Lakeland, Florida, News Channel 8 WFLA reports that police are searching for a 17-year-old Lakeland girl who has been missing for more than a week, according to the Lakeland Department of Police. Lakeland Police Department. Authorities say Mercedes McLeod, 17, of Lakeland, was last seen leaving her home on Crawford Street Wednesday, December 8th, around 5:40 a.m. Where was she going? To school, to catch a bus, to get something to eat at McDonald's, to meet up with her two alleged friends, who her mom may believe it may not even be her friends. It may be two enemies that met her at this McDonald's, or just could have It don't even have to be pre-planned or premeditated. Maybe something just popped off at the McDonald's, right? So McLeod did not attend school that day, but was seen picking up a paycheck at her job in Lakeland. So now we getting a little information here. So she shows up to a McDonald's on December 8th around 5:40 a.m. Mom seems to believe that the young lady was with two girls and they need to come forward and say something. What about the managers, the supervisors, the employees? Did she get food at the McDonald's or did she just show up there to meet somebody there? So she didn't go to school that day, but she picked up her check. Now, was that to go hang out with these two girls? Was that to skip school? Was she hanging out with two girls or was she hanging out with a guy at this point? Because I've skipped school in the past, guys, and I was with a guy. Most times I skip school, okay? Let's just keep it real. And I'm not saying this is in the instance of Miss McLeod here, the missing teenager, Mercedes, but there's so many teenagers that get caught up in boys at a young age, such as 17 and earlier, and they lose focus, or they let their guard down for one day, going out, hanging out, skipping school allegedly, and picking up a paycheck probably to go shopping or get food, chill, Netflix chill kind of thing. I'm not too sure, but what do you think happened between 5:40 and around whatever time it was she went to go get her paycheck? What time is that, guys? Does anyone know? Detective says she may be in Plant City or Tampa area, so it may be is a runaway situation versus a missing child. Is there any foul play? Do you feel anything going on that's wrong here? Mercedes is described as being 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing roughly around 120 pounds. Her hairstyle has changed recently to be shorter in a red-orange color. She was last seen wearing a gray sweater and gray sweatpants with red and orange hair. Anyone with information on McLeod's location is asked to contact Detective Ali at 836-834-8974 or Charlene.Ali, ALI, at lakelandgov.net. Tips can also be submitted to an emergency dispatch team, and that number is 863-834-9666. So the report goes on to say, on Sunday, Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk Inc. announced their support of the family of the McLeod family while police continue to search. The quote comes from the Restoration Polk Inc. Due to the suspicious circumstances regarding the disappearance of Mercedes Cloud, Black Lives Matter Restoration Polk Inc. is now involved in providing assistance to the family. The organization is scheduled to hold a press conference Sunday at 4 p.m. from McLeod's home, and I do believe we just listened to some of that, and I'm going to leave the link down below. They said she was last seen wearing a gray hoodie. I'm going to go over on Facebook and check her and see if there's anything over there. All right, so moving right along, and I will definitely have the links down below. Guys, please go ahead and subscribe over on my channel and just go ahead and support your girl to get to 1K. I've been working hard over here giving you guys content. And with that being said, unfortunately, bad things happen to good people unexpectedly, unsolicited, unwarranted, unaccepted, undeserving, just, out the blue randomly. And in this next case, a family of 6, y'all. Shot. All 6 of them. The mom and 5 of her children. All 6 of the family shot. But listen, even mom was injured and 2 end up dead. Listen to this and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
It's a heartbreaking reality tonight as a community rallies around a distraught mother after 2 of her children were shot and killed inside their North Nashville home. News Channel 5's Sina Sleem tells us the teen victims were high school students at Polk County.
A mother continues to grieve in North Nashville after 5 of her children were shot. 2 of them were killed. On Friday night, police say 2 suspects knocked on the door, made it inside the Torbridge Street apartment, and started shooting.
I know that I lost 2 boys and 3 more were injured. I was also injured, and they are in the hospital still fighting.
Mom Shakia Cheryl says her 13-year-old son and 16 and 20-year-old daughters are still in the hospital recovering, but expected to be okay.
I just thought it was just like a nightmare. I had just woken up about 9:45 that night, and she called me and she said, "Mama, I think 2 of my babies are dead." And I what? 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 And she was just screaming and hollering, and then the phone just went dead, because she was injured too.
Shakia's 15-year-old son, Tavarius, and 18-year-old son, Zacquees, were killed.
That's the biggest problem I had because I was there. And I feel like if they wanted to hurt somebody, they should have hurt me instead of my kids.
All right, guys. So now let's go ahead and read a little bit up on this because mom is very, very, very distraught. My God, I can't imagine this. So this article is by Sina Sleem, and it's coming out of News Channel. News Channel 5, Nashville. So a North Nashville mom continues to grieve after her children were shot, 2 killed. In the report, you hear that somebody bum rushed their house and basically started shooting. On Friday night, police say 2 people knocked on the door, made it inside the Torbridge Street apartment, and started shooting at everybody inside of the house. And 6 people were inside, and 2 of them were shot, and all 4 others were injured. So Shakia Sherrill, the mother of the 5 children, says, "I lost my 2 boys and 3 more were injured. I was injured too. They are all in the hospital fighting." Sherrill says her 13-year-old son and 16 and 20-year-old daughters are still in the hospital recovering and expected to be okay. So she has a 13-year-old son. She has a 16 and a 20-year-old daughter. It's herself, and then it's Tavarius, 15, Zacquees, 18, who were killed. And mom herself was injured. Grandmother Deborah Sherrill goes on to say, "I thought it was a nightmare. She called me and said, 'I think 2 of my babies are dead.' She was screaming and hollering, and the phone went dead because she was hurt too." As a mother, how do you even fathom your pain and your hurt and separation when you just witnessed 2 gunmen come in and assault your whole family, killing 2 of your children? Shakia goes on to say, Mrs. Sherrill, "The biggest problem was I was there. If they wanted to hurt somebody, they should have had hurt me. If they wanted to hurt somebody, they should have hurt me and not my kids. I would rather for my life gone and my kids be here." And she just validated what I say. How do you even fathom your pain or your injuries when you're 2 dead and 3 fighting for their life? So, What do you think happened in this whole situation with this family? Someone in the household, relationships, mistaken identity. I mean, what happened? Who was involved with what? Who was led there? Why was they led there? What was going on in that house? If anything, bad things happen to good people beyond the bullet. And that's what we've been realizing. It's just demons out here that's straight taking the lives of innocent people for no reason other than the fact that they're wicked and evil and demonic, and that's their assignment. So the family said the teens, both students at Pearl Coin Con High School, love sports. Zaquis played basketball and Tavarius played football. Zaquis is the 18-year-old, Tavarius is the 15-year-old, hoping to one day make it into the NFL for the one who plays football. The motive behind the shooting is still unknown, and and this happened back in November, y'all. But it's still ringing and making my spiritual ear ring today. To want to know what took place over on Torbert Street Apartments. One of the suspects, Christian Johnson, was also shot and killed. So that leaves one suspect. Metro Police said he had a robbery conviction on his record. The identity of the other suspect isn't known. And at this point in time, you all, he has not been charged. Now, if you're into GoFundMes, I'm going to link this article to this video, and there is a GoFundMe in the article, and you guys can go over there and support the family if you would like to. And with that being said, remember, no matter how much money you donate to this particular family or any other family, money cannot bring back the life of the lost. So it's important to save a soul to save a life. If we can get people's souls in a better place, especially those out here like the two gunmen. And if there was anything illegal or ungodly going on in the apartment, if there was drugs, if they were looking for money, cash, whatever it was, allegedly, because we don't know. We can only assume. And we don't want to make an ass out of you and me, okay? Or me and you. But whatever happened there led to the untimely deaths of two young men and the injuries of four other people in one family. Could have been a disgruntled dad. Well, there's two suspects, and one of them is dead. So he doesn't have to, that demon, unfortunately, don't have to face trial because trial. And I wonder who was shooting back. Did the suspect shoot the other suspect, or did someone in the family shoot the suspect? And with that being said, y'all let me know down below. I'm going to follow this case. In the meantime and in between time, another young lady was shot down, a mom of twins, not too long after giving birth to them. And, you know, it's all too often we hear in certain parts of the world that women, pregnant women, women with their children witnessing their moms being, shot down. And sometimes in broad daylight. Or sometimes 1 a.m. coming in from baby showers. Pregnant women are being attacked and things of that nature. So guys, be mindful. Now, in this situation, there's a boyfriend caught on camera.
Tonight, we're here with the family of a young mother who was gunned down 3 months after giving birth to premature twins. Tonight, her boyfriend is charged with murder, and the baby girls are still in the hospital without their mother by their side.
My daughter did not deserve this, and I want the killer to go to jail
forever.
A grieving mother and the siblings of Crystal Crockett came to Chicago Police Headquarters from Downers Grove today to speak exclusively to ABC 7's Michelle Gallardo. Crystal was just 2 years away from getting her nursing degree at Malcolm X College and was thrilled to be a new mom to little Isla in Italy.
Crystal was really happy to be a mom. She was super, super excited. It's like as soon as she became a mom, she hit the ground running. She loved taking care of people. She loved taking care of my grandmother. She worked as a home health aide for my grandfather before he passed. And she just loved her job. And she just always liked nursing.
Prosecutors say the father of the babies, a 31-year-old Elijah Clippard, shot Crystal in cold blood in an alley at 45th and Wabash. Hospital video showed the couple at the hospital the day before, and surveillance video shows the couple early the next morning. Clippard with a gun, shooting her several times. They had been dating since last summer. Clippard was held without bond at a Thursday court appearance.
Yeah, she was a bright soul. Crystal, wow. I can't believe I'm even doing this right now. Crystal was an awesome person. I talked to her a couple hours right before everything had happened.
All right, and we're about to talk to you now. God bless your soul, Miss Crystal. And you know what, guys? Prayers for her, her family, the babies. As we can see in the video, her babies are still in the hospital. Now, according to this video back in June, I'm hoping they're out and doing well. This just came down my timeline, you all. And like I said, when I see things, it could be 100 years old. If it speaks to my spirit, I'm going to do commentary on it and just give it to y'all because I've never heard of it. And I'm believing some of you all never heard of it. Now, I will leave all links down below. But what happened and what's being said is that Elijah Clippard, her boyfriend, is the suspect. And he shot and killed Crystal Crockett. Violent crime was taking the life of a young Chicago mother, this time leaving newborn twins without either parent. So the babies belong to them both. Now, I'm just going to interject here. Could it possibly have been the sickness and illness of the children that brought about his frustration and wickedness to kill? I don't know this story like you. We're going to read and see if we can pick up any clues. But what I do know in life, when people have extra responsibilities raising their children, when it comes to illness or hospital stays or just having to be more focused and pay more detailed attention to their children suffering with childhood diseases or whatever, it brings about arguments, stress, and all kinds of things. And remember, the infants are only 3 months old, because Crockett 21 was only 3 months postpartum when she was allegedly shot by Clippard. And he is the father of the twins, y'all. So now, again, the choices we make with these, people we call our spouses, hell, even sometimes our relatives, it's a scary time. But don't walk in fear. Just open your eyes. Don't be like the Christians and walk by faith and you don't see this stuff going on around you. Pay attention to the signs of the times. If you know this man is abusive or if you know there's problems, step in, people. Sometimes at 21 years old, these young parents don't know how to ask for help. Young adults, period. People, period, don't like to admit when they're being abused or when they're in a toxic relationship. The suspect was captured on a hospital video driving Crockett around the day before. Surveillance from early the next morning showed him getting out of the car with a gun before shooting her several times at the hospital. And I'm almost certain it has something to do with the care of the children or the amount of time spent there or financially because it becomes a burden. Now, I know people would have insurance for children like that for the most part, missing time from work and things of that nature. I mean, I would really love to know what caused him to pull that gun out on his baby mother, on his children's mother. As Crockett tried to escape, she was shot several more times. Her killer, ex-boyfriend, baby father, even turned back to continue shooting as he fled, according to the Chicago Tribune. The young mother's family spoke to the media on Sunday. Remember, this was back in June, to express their desires for justice to be served, as it should. As it should. So the sister, Nivea Crockett, she said that she was happy to be a mother and loved taking care of others. In fact, at the time of her murder, she was only 2 years away from the nursing Malcolm X College, and she also cared for the grandfather. She had to care for the family, our twins. She's working and probably wasn't caring much for her ex-boyfriend. And sometimes demons like that get jealous when you have to pay the babies more attention who are in the hospital fighting for their lives. They get offended when you take better care of grandpa or better care of the people on your job, or everyone loves you and finds you adorable, and they come to hate you. So according to activist Andrew Holmes, her twins, Isla and Italy, oh, how nice, got a visit from their mother every day. It's not stated here why the twins are in the hospital or what kind of birth defects or childhood illnesses or medical problems they're in the hospital for, but none of the family members knew the man responsible for Crockett's murder well. And that's another thing. Don't just let anybody into your bloodline, into your circle, into your life. It says, although they had dated over a year, no one knew him well, y'all. And that's the problem. We won't take the time to get to know people before we open up our door, our legs, our bank account, our minds, our spirits, our souls, our houses. Hell, some of you open your children up to these demons. Now, I don't mind feeding somebody, hell. Hey, but other than that, knock it off. The incident is one of many that has caused violent crimes in Chicago to rise in the first half of 2021. Elijah Clipper was arrested at home on Wednesday and is being held without bond until his July 14th court date. And I could briefly double check and see if there's been any update with that. I'm sure he's going to be sentenced and not get out. So, guys, what do you think about these stories? And on to the last one. Y'all, send prayers out to Officer Kiana Holly, who is in the hospital fighting for her life after being ambushed by 2 suspects, who later goes on to shoot another man dead. Officer Kiana Holly is fighting for her life, and after she was gunned down and ambushed and gunned down, another man lost his life. And they're saying there's some kind of connection going on here, guys. So we need you to pay very close attention, all right? Because she's in the hospital fighting for her life, and the other man is dead, and the 2 suspects are in custody. So let's hear what happened.
As Baltimore police officer Kiana Holly fights for her life in a hospital bed in critical condition, police say they have arrested 2 men who shot her. WMER2 News' Kendall Green has been following the story. He joins us from BPD headquarters, where they've connected the duo to another murder.
Kelly, officers charged Elliot Knox and Trayvon Shaw in that ambush-style attack against Officer Holly. They say one weapon connected the man to that attack and a murder within moments of each other.
Don't leave my family hanging.
That was the cry for justice in the shooting of BPD officer Holly Thursday night, met with a response by Friday afternoon.
What we now know is that both shootings are related, as we now know the perpetrators of Officer Holly's shooting, they then left that scene, went to Lucia Avenue, and then committed that homicide of Justin Johnson.
Police say they had the confidence the two men in custody, Trayvon Shaw and Elliot Knox, were in fact the shooters based on tips and hard evidence.
What we have is a number of cameras, personally owned home cameras, along with license plate readers, putting the puzzle together with both of them.
But what still remains unclear at this hour, why?
While we had extensive interviews, we don't quite have motive. We don't know why they did this. We have absolute confessions that they did it, they were there. We don't have motive as to why.
Regardless of the motive, Mayor Brandon Scott sending this message to those behind the ambush-style attack and the murder that followed moments after.
There is nothing courageous or brave or tough or big or bad or bold about ambushing someone's mother, someone's daughter, someone's sister, or killing someone's son in cold blood.
Police say both men have a criminal history extending across multiple jurisdictions and didn't own the guns used in both crimes. Those guns were located at a home somewhere in Baltimore County.
All right, and I'm going to leave the link for that for you guys to go watch the rest of that on your own. Now, what I do know is two suspects are in custody for the ambush-style attack on Officer Kiana Holly down in Baltimore, and another man who articles went on to say that he was a father, he was a son, he was a good person. His mother and his sister came out and spoke. I believe in that article. If you guys want to go watch that article again. And if you do, I'm sure you'll probably get more out of the video than I'm going to put into this one. Baltimore police have charged two suspects in the shooting of Officer Kiana Holly, who remains on life support after being shot while sitting in her patrol car early Thursday morning, and say the men who also carried out a killing on an hour later in a different part of the city. Those who shot at her left her, and an hour later they had killed another man. So people are saying there's some connection. There was some investigation going on to an extent. She was doing overtime and just was sitting in her car. I don't know if she was staking out anything or anybody or what she was doing there. She only been on the police force like 2 years prior to that, and the young lady wanted to make a difference, you know? So, Police Commissioner Michael Harrison said investigators pieced evidence together, including security camera footage from the Curtis Bay area, and used license plate readers to identify the owner of vehicles seen fleeing the area as Elliot M. Knox, 31. And that was the guy on the left as we are viewing the audio there. Police found Knox and took him in for questioning, where he confessed to being present but said a second man, Trayvon Shaw, 32, had fired the shots, according to a document obtained by the Baltimore Sun. Now, one of these people, I do believe, had been arrested like at 15 years old on several charges and somehow managed to be out of jail to ambush Officer Kiana Holly and allegedly kill this other man. Well, no, allegedly. I mean, there's, they're going to piece together. The police are very happy at the investigative work that's been going on. So the documents also show that Holly was shot twice in the head, once in the leg, and once in the hand. God have mercy on her and her family today. Lord, be with them and keep them. Give them the courage to get through this, the grace they need. And let your word be a lamp unto their feet and a light unto their pathways in such a dark time as this, dear Lord. My God. A second killing was reported in the Yale Heights neighborhood about an hour later, and police believe evidence connects the suspects to that killing as well. Police identified the victim in that case as Justin Johnson, 27. Now, guys, this is crazy. This report is kind of long, and I'm not going to stay here too long. But basically, it goes on to say, Harrison said the two suspects are in custody and charged in connection with both cases. Now, I think reports say that he may have been a witness, this Johnson guy, or knew something about the case she was working on. So the two guns have been recovered, and ballistic evidence links the two shootings. Harrison said while investigators were confident in the evidence, Harrison said they did not know of a motive and were trying to learn more. We don't know why this happened. We don't know why they did this. Court records show Shaw has been free on his own recognizance while awaiting trial in Baltimore County for a March 2020 arrest for being a felon in possession of a firearm. He's a felon. He has some arrests from 2006. Firearm. I mean, they're not making them pay, I guess, the amount of time. If these people would just make them stay in prison for the most part, I don't want to see nobody in prison, but they have a track record. These are the people you need off the street. There's evidence that these people are using guns at will, at leisure, at pleasure, at war. So it goes on to say, y'all, in Baltimore County, he was out on his own recognizance from something that happened in 2021, being a felon in possession of a firearm, and I'm sure the charges that caused him to be a felon are firearms as well. His trial date is set for March 2022. He had a previous conviction for armed robbery and assault from a case in 2006. Also in Baltimore County. You think he went with a feather to do an armed robbery? You think he went with a pencil? Boop, boop. You think he took a broom? You think he took a fly swatter? A spatula? What do you think he took with him to the armed robbery? So when he got arrested in 2020, they should have never let him make bail. Point blank, period. The law is so backwards. Meanwhile, Knox was convicted of 3 armed robberies in 2006 at age 16 and sentenced to 15 years. You reckon they did their crime together in 2006? Huh? Hello? Did Knox do his whole 15 years in prison, or did they let him out early for him to come out here and commit another crime? So who can, like, if there was such a thing, hold the court system in jurisdiction accountable for some of these slip-ups? And I wouldn't necessarily call them slip-ups, screw-ups. Major. Holly, 39, joined the police department 2 years ago, and friends and family said she wanted to make a difference in her community. She was working an overtime shift in Curtis Bay, but not responding to any calls around 1:30 a.m. But not responding to any calls at around 1:30 a.m. Thursday, when police said she was ambushed and shot multiple times. Harrison says she remains in critical but stable condition at Maryland Shock Trauma Center. So with that being said, y'all, there's enough information left in here for you guys to go ahead and read this article yourself. Let me know what you think about the missing teen, Mercedes McLeod, and what's going on in her situation. Prayers for her safe return. And guys, we have to keep better care and better watch on our children. Point blank, period. There's wolves in sheep clothing out there with an agenda against our children, all right? And that's for all of us, no matter what age we are as children. I know for us that don't have parents or parents that don't deal with us or parents that's not in our lives, God has his eye on the sparrow. God's eyes are open to the righteous, and his ears, his eyes are on the righteous, and his ears are open to them. So even when our children come up missing like this for whatever reason, they'll know they're not alone. They'll know God is with them. And hell, if it's a choice not to be home, we got to figure out and break some of these generational curses that's causing a division in the family or causing young girls not to want to be home. And let's just hope and pray this isn't a sick, sadistic plot of the two young girls who mom assumes done something to the child, to the teenager. Now, with that being said, the family of 6, mom and her 5 children, Zaquez and 18, Tavari is 15, shot dead in the home. One of the suspects shot dead. Was it in the home, near the home? Who shot the suspect? Was it the other suspect who went to the house with him to shoot the family of 6? Or was it someone in the house? Possibly one of the dead men, young guys. Was it 2 of the girls in one of the girls, the 16 or the 20-year-old? Was it mom shooting to protect her children? Let me know what you think about this, and prayers out to everybody involved. My God. Beyond the bullet, we are learning that demons are walking up into people's homes, taking fire. But I don't care who shot the one suspect dead at this point in time. People are defending themselves against these demons. I told you, I don't believe or carry guns or trust them whatsoever, because when you put them in the hands of anybody, especially a demon, there's going to be loss of life. There's going to be lost life. There's going to be death. All right, so let me know what you think about that. Now, let me know what you think about the mom. Elijah Clippard kills the mother of his 2 twin girls, fighting for their life in the hospital, which took place back in June. Not too long ago. This is still fresh to us. He drove around the hospital parking lot, seen on surveillance. Boom, caught taking her life. As she tried to run for help, and get help, he looks back and shoot her down some more. And they caught him, and he's in jail. What do you think is going on with the babies? Who's caring for them? Who has them? And what do you think about women not knowing people well, inviting them into their homes, their lives, personal business, having children with them, only for these demons to turn around on them and get mad for some reason? And it ain't even gotta be no reason other than the fact that they can't accept who you really are. And sometimes these demons will try to pretend to be your equal in life, pretend to do better, pretend to do well. Oh, just get pregnant by me and possibly I'll become a better man. And it doesn't always work like that, people. So what do you think about that? And then Officer Kiana Holly and Justin Johnson, who lost Officer Kiana, who is in the hospital fighting for her life, on life support, stable condition, shot in the head 2 times, ambushed out. Some sort of investigation going on. Allegedly. I'll keep, you updated on that. Justin Johnson, 27. An hour after Kiana gets ambushed, he loses his life by the same 2 people. So what is your connection? What do you feel going on here? Let me know down below. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you later. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Beyond the Bullet, episode 5, special edition. And on the replay, and as I was editing this video, y'all, I basically noticed that the Black Lives Matter guy seemed a little nervous, and he said, "Don't be putting out real facts," and that just kind of took me aback a little bit. I mean, you want the real facts to go out, right? So just pay attention to that. Tavarius looked a little ganged out, right? In this family of 6 that got shot. He looked like he's in the street and maybe affiliated with the streets in some way, and that could be possibly what led to their demise or their tragedy. Who killed the suspect? Who killed the suspect? There was a suspect killed. Who killed the suspect? Okay. Someone, either the other suspect shot the suspect, or someone of the family of 6 shot the suspect. And in the third case, did the pressure get too bad for Dad? Too much for Dad? Did the demon take over? Was he possessed? Mental health? What is it, y'all? You let me know with that case, okay? I pray the children are okay and safe with family, friends, and relatives, and that they, have an opportunity to live life and grow accordingly, right? And in the fourth case, why was it done? What is the connection between the 2 shootings? And with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are down below. God bless you and have a great day. Shalom.